G'day, it's time again for another lesson, and this time it's Panic at the Disco. I had Victorious requested. Now, there's some cool 16th note kind of disco beats going on, a couple of cool fills, and plenty of little stops that you're going to have to work out using your ears. So let's get on the kit and check it out. At the very beginning of the song, there's just some hand claps. You can play them on the snare drum if you want, but the first groove that we're going to look at is a 16th note groove, and it sounds like this. So it's pretty much just a standard disco groove where we're moving our right hand over to the snare drum for beats 2 and 4 while we're playing 16th notes on the hi-hats. But in this particular song, the groove feels really heavy. So you just have to really lean into it, I think, to get that kind of vibe so that it sounds great along with the song. At the end of that section, there's a little stop, and there's stops right throughout the song. So let's look at this one and we'll get to reuse it a bunch of times. So I'm opening up the hi-hats on the end of 2 and kind of leaving them a bit open for the next beat and then just bringing the left hand down after that. Once more. After that we move just onto the hi-hats and there's an accented pattern that sounds kind of like this. So you could leave those accents out if they're giving you a bit of troubles, but they're definitely in the song, so grab them if you can. In the next section, all we do is add the snare drum back in, but still no kick drum. And then next up, we add the kick drums back in, and they're playing this funky kind of groove that sounds like this. There's another stop that I can hear. This time it's a flam on beat 4. That sounds like this. And there's another stop where there's 2 snare drums on the end of 2 and the up of 2. Then we're into our pre-chorus where it breaks down to just 4 on the floor, hi-hats playing kind of really slushy on 2 and 4, and every now and again there's a little tom fill as well. So that sounds like this. And then we go back into our chorus, which is exactly the same groove as we were using at the very beginning of the song. And then we go through the motions until we get to another section that is kind of like a chorus, but it's also kind of like a bridge, where it's just like that children's choir singing the chorus. And in this particular part, I don't think there's any 16th note hi-hats. The hi-hats are just playing on beat 2, 3, and beat 4, so that will sound like this. So that's pretty straightforward. Then the 16th note hi-hats do come in, the drums drop all the way out, and then when we come back in, we're just playing our same groove that we've been playing since the very beginning for the choruses. And there's one little fill that's going to sound like this. So it's 3 and 4 E. So subdivide that and work it out slowly if it's giving you problems, but otherwise just listen along to the song and I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. The very end of the song is just our stop with the 2 snare drums on the end and R of 2 again. And there you go, those are all the bits you'll need to play Victorious by Panic at the Disco. Getting all of those stops in there is just going to require you to get a bit familiar with the song, I think, so you know where they are. But anyway, happy practicing, and I'll catch you guys at the next lesson.